In this video, you will learn how to pass a professional exam while working full-time. Hi, I'm Alexandra Zhurav, and I'm here to help you normally to do better digital pathology, but today to pass your professional exam. And I'm a veterinary pathologist, and my exam was the ACVP, American College of Veterinary Pathologists Board Certification exam. You may be a pathologist as well, so my examples are going to directly correlate with what you're going through, but it doesn't really matter if you want to be a board certified pathologist, dermatologist, or whatever other certified professional. The strategies in this video are going to help you as well. I took my board certification in 2016 and 2017. Why would she take it twice? Well, I failed the first time because I did all the things that I was not supposed to do, but I passed the second time. And the strategies mentioned in this video are from my second time, where I actually passed while working full time. The strategy is going to work for everybody, but if you are working full time and want to take your certification, you're in a tougher position than being still at school, having some preparation time. So take to heart what I'm telling you today, because I've been where you are twice. And the first time I was not successful. So now, but I want you to be successful. I don't want you to go through this twice. And if you already have failed once, that's fine. Let's make the second or the third or whichever time you're taking it, the successful one. Without further ado, let's dive into it. And just a disclaimer or apology, it's going to be a PowerPoint presentation, but I Googled it in advance. You know what Abraham Lincoln said? If he had 1 hour to cut down a tree, he would spend 45 minutes sharpening the axe. I hope it's not going to be 45 minutes. I'm going to be faster, but please take time to sharpen the axe. So let's dive into it. So how do you study for the ACVP boards or pathology boards or other professional exam while working full time so that you pass? I know I said we're diving into it, but one thing before, there is a disclaimer. This presentation is based on my personal experience, is only my personal opinion, and does not represent opinion of my employer or any professional organization. It's how I did it, and my advice for you to do it that way, because it worked for me and it worked for every person that studied with me. There are 9 tips that I'm going to give you today. We're going to go through each one of them. I'm going to tell you my story and how to apply it. And at the end, you're going to have them all on one slide so that you can take a screenshot and use for your study planning. Be sure to stay till the end, because at the end, there's going to be a little bonus for you, because maybe you'd like to have this content in a different form. Step 1, prepare the list of subjects to cover for the exam. Guys, what I'm saying here is sharpening the axe. We have to do it before the exam. Well, if you're already studying, just do it anyway. So write down all the subjects you must cover for the exam, estimate how much time it will take you to cover each subject, and write down the exact dates by which that particular subject has to be learned. Like really a detailed agenda, and include breaks in your plan. Vacation, travel, Christmas. If you're studying now for the ACVP boards, you don't have so much time. So I don't know, one break is going to be what you can incorporate, not Christmas. But if you're watching this video at any other time, incorporate all these times into your studying. Because let's be honest, who studies during Christmas? Nobody. You don't. And if you do, I respect you highly. That's not me. Then after you have a plan with the chapters, attribute references to each subject. So put like the chapter pages with page numbers. How much do you have to cover in this particular period? Here's an example how it looked for me. We have week 1, November 7, it was clinical pathology, and I had to study 380 pages. Did I really study that much pages? I probably found a resource that was shorter than this, but you get the point. You put whatever you need to study there. I don't know if it's 5 presentations that you have to go through, put 5 presentations there. And my resources here in the resources star place was were different books, Job and Kennedy, McGavin, Clinical Pathology, and different books. And this was what pages from each book I had to cover. So make something like this for you. And look, there is a pink stripe with holidays, 2 weeks. I didn't plan anything for those holidays. I was resting. And this was planned, intentionally planned into my studying. Ideally, this should be done before you apply for the exam. If you're already studying, then do whatever is closest to this so that you can have a guideline. You can just go one day when you wake up and you're totally overwhelmed. It's like, this still I have to learn, and that, and that. You say, let me go to the table. Well, it's week 4. I have to do liver. And you get the point. So this is going to help you stay focused, and also is going to help your mind not to go crazy. At least it helped me. Then you apply for the exam. You maybe already applied, but the step 2 is going to be apply for the exam. Review your plan and decide for which session you will be ready to register. This is for the ACVP. You're going to check which year you want to take it. We have 2 phases. Decide when are you going to take your phase 1, when are you going to take phase 2. Or what you can do is decide on the exam date. So you can say, okay, by then I would want to have this exam done, and then reverse engineer your study plan. You can do both. If you have 3 weeks to go, that's a little bit short, but you get the point again. So for us, for veterinary pathologists, it's going to be the American College of Veterinary Pathologists, where you check where the sessions are, when, how, what the requirements are. Everything is there. And you can go to your professional website and see, okay, what do they want from me on this exam? And then you go reverse engineer, you go through your books, you go through your resources and make a plan. And the sooner you do that, the sooner you sign up for the exam, the sooner you're making a commitment. It's important to make the commitment, but you probably already made. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this video. Then you are working full-time, remember? Or maybe part-time. But there's a boss, and you need to talk to them and ask for time off. So what I did, I recommend that if it's possible, if you're working remotely and it's not possible, just have a call. So have a dedicated meeting with your boss to talk about the exam. And the conversation can go either way. It might be a no-brainer for your boss that you need time off because they have the same background. In my case, my boss, at the time when I was taking the exam, he didn't really know what it means to take these boards and how much effort goes in and how much time it takes to study for this exam. So he did not really fully understand, but he was kind enough. So what you can do, you can negotiate or organize time off. I kind of organize time off. It can be either paid time off, it can be non-paid time off. You can accumulate your vacation or arrange for a remote working agreement. You may say, but Alex, what does it give me if I'm negotiating a remote working agreement? I still have to work. Nobody's looking at you when you're working. At this time, you have to remember that you are focusing on your exam. Do not volunteer for any work projects. Do not go to meetings that you don't absolutely have to be there, and your boss already knows you're studying. So just accept that you're not going to be the best employee at that time. And if anybody asks why, the answer is I'm studying for the boards. My boss knows it. My boss knows that I am studying. So just don't give me this project right now. So that's if you cannot take time off, if you just cannot afford any other of these solutions. Remote working agreement is a fantastic agreement, which is, I had a partially remote working agreement when I was studying. I was working in a different place than my boss in a different time zone. So basically we would overlap only for half a day. Then I would close my laptop and study. And if somebody was asking, oh, when am I gonna this and that? I would say, whenever it's done. Why are you so slow? Because I'm studying. This one can be tough because if you like your job, you want to take it seriously and you want to be the best at your job. But with this certification that you're trying to learn for, you're going to be of a greater value for your employer than you are right now. not from, personal standpoint or from your skills, because this is just a test. But this one paper gives your employer the opportunity to charge more for your work. So think about that and then think, okay, this short period of me not doing my best at work is worth it. Because once with this certification, I'm going to be worth more to my employer on the marketplace. And if for any reason you want to go somewhere else, this paper is going to be your ticket. It sure was my ticket for international work. I'm from Poland. My Polish veterinary license is only valid in Europe, and I wanted to be able to work worldwide, but not have to recertify in every single country where I go to. Now I'm in the US. That is my 6th country of residence. And with my board certification, I can work here without having to license, without having to repeat any of my studies. This certificate is actually my ticket to global job market. The first time I was studying, I was on my own. And I failed. The second time I had a study group. And it was a remote study group. We would just meet on Zoom, and this changed everything. Those people kept me accountable, kept me moving forward. So if you don't have a study group yet, go find a study group on Facebook. For ACVP, there is a group on Facebook, or just call your friends who you know are also taking this exam. 3 people, 2 people is enough. 3 is even better, because sometimes one person cannot, and then you still have the other person to keep you accountable. 4 and more, we have different learning styles. So if you have people in the group that do not match so well, then at some point it might become counterproductive. So choose your partners carefully, but some partner is better than no partner. Have somebody to study with you. Learning style is one thing that can be a cause of disagreement, but an important thing is that you have to study with a group of people that are following the same study plan. So the best would be to have the study group use the plan that you just made so that everybody is on the same page and everybody is following the same thing. Then organize regular meetings. We were meeting on Skype every week and we were preparing questions out of the material that we just studied. And everybody had to answer questions. Then revise your study material using questions. This is important. Questions, not like going through notes, making nice, highlighting stuff and rereading. No, you need to work with questions. With the questions that are the same type that you're going to get on your exam. So if there's a list of questions from previous years, questions that you think somebody might ask, work with those questions. Step 5, plan your revisions. So far, we were focusing on studying and covering the material. Once the material is covered, you have to plan your revision. This has to be part of your original study plan. Your revision time should already be scheduled in your study plan. So if it's not, go back and plan time for revisions. What does it mean, revision? It means you're not learning anything new. You're just revising what you have already studied. You are revising your questions. You're revising your synthesized notes. There's no more highlighting, no more rereading. You're revising, not learning. Well, you're learning as well, but revision. The key here is to plan for a minimum 3 revisions. And yeah, I only managed 2, but it was enough. But if you can manage 3, if you have enough time before your exam, please do 3 revision. It's scientifically proven, and I read books on this about how to study, how adults study. First thing, questions that we mentioned in the previous step, and revisions. Crucial, 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 crucial. Don't skip. Don't think you're gonna learn something more in the revision time. It's for revising. So, plan 1 day for every topic and only go through the previously prepared material. That's what I said. No more new information. No more research. No more, maybe this paper, maybe that paper, maybe this chapter. No, you have done this in advance. You went through everything that you managed to go through, and now you're using flashcards, Quizlet question. Quizlet is a software I was using for my exam. study group questions. So the thing that you came up with your study group, and you have this. And on Facebook for ACVP, there is a plethora of questions. There is like a gold mine of questions that you can use. And you can use PowerPoint presentations. I was using this for going through papers. I was making screenshots, highlighting stuff so that I didn't have to review a stack of papers. I was doing this digitally. Those flashcards, Quizlet questions, this was on my phone. So wherever I would go, I would have my phone and I would just flip flashcards. Yes, no, good answer, bad answer. Questions. No more rereading, no more highlighting. Okay? Okay. Step 6, focus on your strengths. Your strengths should be like super high in the sky, because they will leverage your exam results. So what do I mean by your strengths? For my exam, for ACVP, there are a couple of contributing parts. And naturally, we're good at some parts and worse at other parts. So the parts you are good at, just focus on them and drill them, and this is gonna give you maximum points from that area with minimal effort, because it's already easy for you. Focus on the things you're good at, and you will guarantee a certain amount of points, the points that are allocated to that part of the exam. It's gonna increase your confidence because you will know, oh, I'm good at it. Then it's gonna also buffer the couple of questions that might not go so well. So for me, my strength was the multiple choice part, the general knowledge part, general pathology knowledge part. There was also the gross section with gross images and the histopathology sections. Definitely my strength the second time were the questions, because I really took the flashcards and going through the questions seriously. And at some point, you recognize the structure of the question, you recognize what they want you to answer there, and you also remember, okay, this is where it was in the material I studied. Okay, but what are we going to do about our weaknesses? This brings us to point 7. Bring your weaknesses to the minimum passing level. So first of all, before we do that, we have to define our weaknesses. Is it a particular subject? Is it a particular part of the exam? What is it? Where are you weaker? For me, my weakness was the histopathological evaluation, actually recognizing stuff under the microscope. So, of course, it's a part of pathology exam. That's what pathologists do. They look under the microscope. But that was not my strength. And at some point, I was so discouraged with my level that I stopped practicing it. So it was even worse. So it was declining. It was even worse. I was not improving. I preferred to do the other stuff because I was better at it and there still was so much. But at some point I was honest with myself. I had to work on it to bring it to the minimum passing level. So most probably you will not turn your weaknesses into strengths. At the time of the exam, I reached the minimum passing level. And obviously it has been a couple of years, so I like to believe I developed as a pathologist, although exam is the exam and it's a separate game than your real life. And now we're focusing on the exam. So there is a requirement for the exam. If it's your weakness and you work too hard on this weakness, you are taking time away from mastering stuff that comes easier to you. And it has to be a balance. So for me, you bring the weakness to the minimum passing level and you make up for it with your strengths. Because when you put energy into your strengths, you put less energy and you get better results. So that's that. And the goal here is not to let your weaknesses screw up your results. Don't let your weaknesses take you down, drown you. They just have to be at a certain floating level. Let the strengths do the heavy lifting. Let the strengths collect the easy points. Step 8. Focus on the most relevant aspects. To know the level of detail you have to study for, practice with mock exams. Do not study unnecessary details. There is more to what you're studying, but focus on what they are going to be asking at the exam. At the beginning, you might not know what's relevant or what not. I didn't know at the beginning, only as I studied, I knew it, but You can always talk to people who took the exam and passed. What did they study? What turned out to be irrelevant? What did they do more than they actually had to do? So in reality, it was a waste of time because they didn't have to do it. Then study the percentage composition of the exam to prioritize. This is specific to ACVP. There is composition of the exam. And let's say 50 to 65%, depending on the exam year, and it may change, may vary. It was 50 to 65%, whereas non-domestic animals were only 10 to 15%. What does it tell me? If there's anything I would have to skip because I didn't have time, it would be from the 10 to 15%, not from the main thing, not from domestic animals. So study the composition, and in case you cannot go through everything, prioritize according to that. Focus and prioritization. Super important. And the last step is step 9. Relax. But Alex, I don't have time to relax. I have to study for the exam. Give me a break. I don't have time to relax. Well, regular relaxation periods are crucial to keep you motivated for the long term. And it's also backed up by research. Therefore, a break time should be included in your study plan. You saw my break, two-week break, pink break in my plan. You have to incorporate it. Let's say you can focus on something for 3 weeks or for, 2 months of studying, and then you need to take a break. Plan for that. Because if you don't and you think, oh, this is a week or a couple of days that I could be studying, actually what's happening, your efficiency decreases drastically. And I can see it with myself in day-to-day work. I can do so much in the morning in so little time. And if I try to work into the evening, the amount of work that I get done decreases and the amount of time increases. So what I usually do, I go to sleep, rest, and am super efficient in the morning. So this is at a larger scale. Relax. Incorporate relaxation into your study plan. Acknowledge that staying focused on one project, your exam, while working full-time is stressful. And if you have a partner or children or whoever is dependent on you, they will see that you're not at your best at this time. But do not compromise your sleep or breaks, because that's not going to take you anywhere. If you're working full-time, you're not a college student anymore. When I was a college student, I could stay up late and study for an exam, then pass the exam barely, and then forget about it. This is not the type of exam. This doesn't work anymore. And if you're working, you're not in college, so you're probably older, and the sleep deprivation is affecting you a lot more. I know it's affecting me a lot more than when I was 24. So what you have to do is accept that you will not be perfect in all areas of your life while studying. The important thing is to communicate it to people, to tell them, listen, this is a lot of effort and I'm going to do my best, but I'm not going to be my best. And I'm going to try to do my best to stay my best, but most probably I'm not going to be at my best. I'm going to be focusing on this exam. And most probably people who love you, they know this is important for you. They know it's important for your career, and that in the long run, or not even in the long run, in a semi-short run, it's going to bring more money to your household. So they will be understanding. So once you've told them, you just focus and you study. You focus, relax, repeat. So let's go through all the steps again. First, prepare the list of subjects to cover for the exam. Second, apply for the exam. Third, tell your boss and ask him for time off. I know this can be tough, but please do it. Step 4, find a study partner or a study group. Step 5, plan your revisions. Step 6, focus on your strengths. Step 7, bring your weaknesses to the minimum passing level. 8, focus on the most relevant aspects. And 9, relax and take this relaxation seriously. If you're still listening to me at this point of the video, it means it was valuable. So be sure to click like and subscribe to the channel. And I promised you a little bonus. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to link to a PDF with this information, a little bit more text, more elaborate and more with a few more tips and tricks that are beyond the scope of a YouTube video. So be sure to click on that link and download it for yourself so that you can read it in your own time. It used to be a blog, then I retired this blog, but now I made this little PDF for you. So go ahead, click the link, and I see you on the other side in the written form. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. In Poland, we cross like this, in the US like this, for the success of your exam. And please leave me a comment below if this was useful and where you are on your exam journey. And when you pass, let me know that you passed.